Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter. Hi there guys, it's Adam Martin here, and welcome back to another installment of the Now Review. And it's that time again, another brand new release, and this time we're going to the 1990s, but specifically to the dance floor. We have an album that promises the very best of dance music that was on offer in the 1990s, and we're going to see if it lives up to that moniker. So join me as we go through this release, Now 90s Dancefloor. So, very exciting release. I'm a big fan of 90s dance, particularly Eurodance of the era, but just the 90s in general. So many good bangers, especially in the dance genre as well, so I'm super excited to see what this album has to offer. Let's just have a look at the cover for a second here. So we've got main colours of blue and green. These look absolutely fantastic. They complement each other really well. I love the neon arrow signs in the back. Can you see there? I think that just looks so great. And again, very 90s aesthetically, and you've got the lined floor there, which I think has been used or seen in different Now 90s releases as well. Similar to the 80s dance floor release we got earlier this year, it spells out 90s in full rather than going for the number. It seems an interesting tactic. I wonder why they've swapped to spelling it out in full as opposed to just using the number. Maybe they're just trying something different, who knows? But it makes me think, we've had 80s and 90s, maybe we'll get a noughties dance floor, who knows? And just some of the artists here, as you can see, got George Michael, Cher, Kylie Minogue, D-Light, Snap, Corona, Hadaway, Dr. Alban, JX, Sash. Like, already that is a stacked list. So we're going to flip this on over to the all-important track list and take a look what we're working with. Okay, so CD1, we're kicking off with George Michael and Too Funky. Cher and Believe, obviously one of the biggest 90s dance hits. Key use of autotune, of course. D-Light, Groove is in the Heart. It's grown on me as I've gotten older, I'm not going to lie. Saint Etienne, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's on the Phone. Not too familiar with that one, actually. Kylie Minogue with Step Back in Time. Lonnie Gordon with Happening All Over Again. Gina G with Ooh Ah Just a Little Bit, which, of course, was our Eurovision entry for 1996. She came top 10. She should have won it, to be honest. Such a banger. Sister Sledge with Lost in Music. CeCe Peniston with Finally. West End feat Sybil and The Love I Lost. Whitney Houston with I'm Your Baby Tonight. Interesting choice. That is from her 1990 album of the same name. I thought there were more bangers off that. Who knows? Kim Appleby is here with Don't Worry. Kathy Dennis with Everybody Move. Dinah or Dina Carroll, whichever one it is, with Ain't No Man. Crystal Waters with Gypsy Woman. She's Homeless. La-da-dee, la-da-da. What a title. Gloria Estefan with Heaven's What I Feel. Bobby Brown with Two Can Play That Game. Charles and Eddie with Would I Lie to You. Brilliant song indeed. Colour Me Bad with I Wanna Sex You Up. Mark Morrison with Return of the Mac, another big hit there. And DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince with Boom, Shake the Room. Lots of big hits there, 21 tracks. Got to admit, there's some tracks I'm not as familiar with, I have to be honest, including the very first one by George Michael, but looking forward to hearing them. CD2, we kick off with one of my favourite songs of all time, Snap and Rhythm as a Dancer, which of course has been such a key part of this channel's theming, really. Well, just all the AMTV brand, if you like. Corona is here with The Rhythm of the Night. Again, another huge banger. Bag banger. Sash with Encore Une Fois. Encore Une Fois, I think that's how you say it. Big tune there. The Tempera feat Maya with Feel It. Blue Pearl with Naked in the Rain. The Source featuring Candy Station with You Got the Love, and yes, it's the one you're thinking of. Live in Joy with Dreamer, getting into some proper club stuff now. DeLacy with Hideaway. JX with Son of a Gun. Capella with You Got to Let the Music. Kenny Dope presents The Bucketheads with The Bomb. These sounds fall into my mind. Never heard of that, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what that's about. Nightcrawlers with Push the Feeling On. Baby D with Let Me Be Your Fantasy. Real McCoy with Another Night, the radio mix. Captain Hollywood Project with More and More. Urban Cookie Collective with The Key, The Secret. Strike with You Sure Do. Grace and Not Over Yet. Berry with Sunshine After the Rain. ATB 9pm with Till I Come. Bellini with Samba de Janeiro. And Ricky Martin with Maria. 22 tracks there, so that takes us to 43. Again, lots of big bangers, particularly in the club scene there, but this is exciting for me. Songs I don't recognise. Always love hearing stuff for the first time. CD3, we kick off with Dr. Alban right at the start of the 90s and It's My Life. Again, another big tune. Definitely give it a listen if you haven't heard it. Hadaway with What Is Love, The Eternal Question, Baby Don't Hurt Me. Tony DeBart with The Real Thing. The Original with I Love You Baby. Oceanic with Insanity. Entrance with Set You Free. Snap are here again with The Power, another big tune of theirs. Technotronic with Get Up Before the Night Is Over. Too Unlimited with No Limit, or catchy that is, Dupe with Dupe. KWS with Please Don't Go. D-Ream with Things Can Only Get Better. Oh, we all need that right now, don't we? Heaven 17 with Temptation. I don't know if that's the original one from the 80s or if that was a remix, but it did get big again in the 90s. CNC Music Factory with Gonna Make You Sweat. Everybody Dance Now. Big floor filler, that is. Brothers in Rhythm with Such a Good Feeling. K-Class with Rhythm is a Mystery. Rosalla with Everybody's Free to Feel Good. Robin S with Show Me Love. That gets covered a lot and sampled a lot. M People with One Night in Heaven. Kim Sims with Too Blind to See It. And Ultra Nate with Free. Another 21 tracks there. That takes our total to 64. More big songs, and again, some stuff I don't know. There's some quirky stuff that I'd recommend absolutely, like Dupe by Dupe. What a quirky track. Really good stuff. And CD4, we're kicking off with The Prodigy and Firestarter. Oh, that's it, that proper Marmite track in it. People either love or hate that song. You have Underworld with Born Slippy, which of course was famously used in the film Trainspotting. The Chemical Brothers are here with Hey Boy, Hey Girl. Fatboy Slim with Right Here, Right Now. A lot of big stuff from the late 90s here, actually. Faithless with Insomnia. I'm guessing that's the radio edit? Surely, because the full track's like 8 minutes. Felix with Don't You Want Me. Expansions with Move Your Body. The Grid with Swamp Thing. Tori Amos with Professional Widow. Armand Van Helden's Star Trunk Funkin' Mix. All these titles, man. Robert Miles with Children. Beautiful track. Guru Josh with Infinity. That's been redone over the years. DNA and Suzanne Vega with Tom's Diner. Adamski and Seal with Killer. Mantronics and Wanderers with Got to Have Your Love. Blue Boy with Remember Me. The Beloved with Sweet Harmony. Beats International with Dub Be Good to Me. Really like that track. Hidden gem there. The Family Stand with Ghetto Heaven. Bass-O-Matic with Fascinating Rhythm, and Bomb the Bass with Winter in July. Another 20 tracks there. So in total, that is 84 tracks across 4 discs. I'll give my more in-depth thoughts on the track list in just a second, but let's open this bad boy up. Of course, we have adverts and, buy these albums. We've done Now reviews on them. And also, there is the following Now on all the social medias, of course. And just looking at the discs for a second. So what have we got here? Disc 1 is a lovely dark blue hue there. Disc 2 is more of like I guess you call that teal, maybe. More of a teal colour. Disc 3 is a lighter blue. And Disc 4 is a lovely bright green. Obviously echoing the colours we see on the front of the album. Always nice to have that synergy. Looks really nice, actually. Yeah, pretty decent. So then, thoughts on this track list? Well, as I said, there are... Out of these 84 tracks, I do recognise, I'd say a good chunk of these, probably 3/4, and a lot of them I think are well chosen. A lot of them do seem obvious, it's a lot of the big hits, you've got like Rhythm is a Dancer, Everybody Dance Now, The Rhythm of the Night, a lot of these songs you've heard before, like What Is Love, Return of the Mac, etc. But I think that's the reason, these are big 90s hits that will get people on the dance floor, that get people up and get people singing and joining in and all that stuff, and I think there's some stellar choices. The stuff I don't recognise as much, again, I'm really excited to delve into that and see if it's worth it. Obviously, to my ears, because everything's subjective, I might not like the stuff I'm not familiar with, but, there's scope for that. This could become one of my favourites ever, because when they announced this, I was so glad they were doing a 90s dance floor album, because there was a 90s dance album done years ago, like a decade ago, and it's nice that it's getting an update, expanded with 4 discs rather than 3, so you're getting a lot more tracks worth your money. In terms of where you can get it, all the usual places like HMV or Amazon if you're so inclined. I believe it retails for the normal price of $9.99, so it's definitely worth your money for 84 tracks there. In terms of whether it's for you, as always, you've got to look at that track list. You might be like me, you might recognize the vast majority, and if you do and you like it, then it's one for you. But if you're not a fan of that 90s dance scene, then, well, stay well away. But in terms of now releasing a 90s dance album that properly encapsulates a lot of that time, besides the previous 90s dance and the Club Hits album, which were both way ago, this, I think, is definitely worth picking up as your definitive one at this moment. But yeah, that is all for this installment of the Now Review. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed it, please leave a like on this video. It really helps us out. And subscribe to us here at AMTV Now. We'd love to have your support, so please hit that subscribe button. That would mean the world to us. I've been Adam Martin from AMTV. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Hooks Media, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry-Holt, Bruce Stanton, The Broken Kitsumanoid, our AMTV staff members.